makes
That does make sense because I had a conversation with one of my guy friends about this a couple weeks ago.
Hold on, guy friend. Oh shit.
No,
another conversation.
No. This is a real guy friend. Like no,
boy.
No. Because I watched one of your little videos about that. I have plenty of guy friends.
I'm about to cry.
I've had plenty of guy friends. It's to me, it's platonic. They might want to fuck me.
Then it's not guy friends. That's the point.
No, but they would. They might in their mind want to fuck me, but they would never disrespect me to. Does that make sense?
Not disrespectful. But
not disrespect. But what's the word I'm trying to say? They wouldn't try because they respect me enough as a friend that they wouldn't cross that line. Okay. But if I wanted to, then they would be all for it. Is that basically what I'm trying to say? So, rewind. Back to what I was talking about.
Translation, she has a bunch of one-way relationship with guys. They want something from her, but she doesn't want it in return. What that really means is that she's robbing them of their masculine energy, and they don't get anything in return, or they don't get what they want. So is it really a friendship then? Because it is only going one way. Welcome back to Money, Marriage, and Media. Today we are looking at RPO Studios. She didn't believe this simple fact about men and women. Make sure you subscribe. We're still looking after that goal for 1,000 subscribers. And let's go ahead and get this video going. Oh, also, make sure you like the video. Let's go.
Here's one thing that a lot of women say. I want to get your opinion or your perspective on this. Waste my time shit. What the fuck does that mean? Because hold on, let me make hold on. In what avenue? Are you with it or are you for it? I'm sorry. Are you with it or against waste my time?
If I'm sitting over here minding my business,
okay,
doing my own thing, living my life, not checking for nobody, and you come into my life with some bullshit, what's some meaning bullshit? Like you pursued me, so. And I'm giving you my time, and I'm expecting you to be the man. Like, plan dates. Let's do something. They don't have to just always be dinner or movies or you spending a lot of money. You can it could be like be ready at 7. I'm a cook for you. Okay. Little things. Women like stuff like that. Okay. Like
definitely can't cook.
Well, thoughtfulness. It's the idea behind certain things for women. So if I feel like if I'm over here minding my business, living my life, not maybe just dating, not even dating, just enjoying myself, getting to know me, and you come into my life and you're like, oh, I want to get to know you, and I feel like you're really pretty, I feel like you're dope, like I feel like we would vibe, let me take you out, let me get to know you, and then you're doing all that. But you're wasting my time with it. Okay. You get what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
Meaning.
The part of this conversation that she is lacking in is, in order for the guy to understand, in order for anybody else to understand how they're wasting your time, they have to know what your goal is. For instance, if she's trying to get married and the guy's not, he is wasting her time. But he's not going to know that unless you tell him. So if you don't talk about what you want out of a relationship, what do you expect? How is a guy supposed to know that? How much time you want to waste on a man who, if you're trying to get married, how much time you want to waste on a man who doesn't believe in it?
You could have left me where the fuck I was, basically.
Okay.
Don't come into my life if you're not ready to step up and...
See, what is the step up thing?
Step up.
This is... Okay, see, here's my pushback. Because
Okay, so I was wondering if he was going to say something, because that's basically what he's asking, because she's not very descriptive about what this is. I mean, it could just as easily be, well, you don't hit her attraction triggers, so you're wasting your time. Now that's a whole totally different scenario, but she didn't do a good job of explaining herself. And unfortunately, a lot of women are like that. They expect you to just get it, and let's just keep going.
If I am with you, I'm dating you, right? We hanging out, and we having a good time, and we ain't we vibing, ain't you smiling, ain't you happy? So why does it need to be a waste of time if the relationship does not work out?
I wouldn't say a waste of time. Well, yes, I would say a waste of time. It would definitely be a lesson learned. But I say a waste of time because you could have left me alone. You didn't have to enter my space.
Okay.
I allowed you in, which might have been fucked up on my part because I allowed you to waste my time. Meaning, I could have been doing my own thing. I could have been dating somebody else who was really invested in me, who wanted to do things with me, who wanted to grow with me, as opposed to just fuck on me.
Okay.
You get what I'm trying to say?
I get that part. So why does a relationship have to have something come out of it for it not to be a waste of time? That's my overall question. That's what I feel like women.
Even better question is, what is she hoping to get out of it? Because relationships are supposed to be about balance. So you get something out of it and she's getting something out of it. It should make your lives easier or better, either way. But yeah, you both should be getting something out of it. So what she's talking about is that she's had a lot of guys. You can tell she's had a lot of guys waste her time, meaning that she's made a lot of mistakes. And that fits right in with the scenario that I have to talk about on here, is that women make terrible choices when it comes to mate selection. This is why you're supposed to have somebody vetting to help you vet the guy. So, let's just keep going. Of course, that's probably not going to get talked about here because, this woman has not been very articulate in what she means. She's very quick to tell you what it is without giving any explanation, which is... It's kind of bad etiquette in the YouTube format, because if you're just dating, then she can say that. But if this is meant to be an interview style, yes, you have to explain your thoughts.
Especially women that are a little bit older than obviously the college age. They're like, oh, you wasted my time. We could have been in a relationship and in marriage and blah, blah, blah.
Because women, we have a time clock. Meaning,
really?
Okay, I'm going to put my age out there.
Okay.
People are probably not going to believe it. I'm 32.
Okay.
So,
wow.
I don't have time to just be playing around with
I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have said she's, mid to late 20s. She's over 30, though. 32. Okay. Now, the wasting time thing definitely makes sense because she doesn't have, most guys are going to be wasting her time.
A nigga, like I am at an age where I feel like, God willing, I should be married within the next 3 or 4 years.
Gotcha.
3 or
Have
4
a child
years
within those times. I'm not just about to be fucking around with a dude that I don't see you as my husband as.
That's problematic because she's 3 years from high-risk pregnancy. That happens at 35. She's 32. Yeah, that's. You see, this is that scenario where I always talk about why we should be looking to lower the marrying age, because we avoid this situation right here. This woman I'm hoping she's looking to get married. Well, she said that, so I'm gonna just take her word for it. But you got to get married and have a kid within the next 3 years. I get why she's saying you can't waste her time, because now you run the risk of even if let's say you meet the guy and then you do get married, instantly you guys are always going to have to start trying to have a kid. You don't have enough, that's not going to be enough time to set a good foundation for the relationship. She waited too long. What's really happening is that because RPO Studios is located in Atlanta. So if it were my guess, I would say that she probably already met her husband and just blew it, because she is an attractive woman. Let's just be honest here. So the fact is that she probably met her husband already and she blew it. Either she didn't think he was good enough, or her standards probably just went up after she thought that she could do better. But here it is, you're 32 at this point. So, that's tough.
That's what I mean by wasting my time.
Okay.
as an older woman.
Gotcha.
Now the younger women, I can't speak for that, but I can speak for how I was when I was younger.
Okay.
I didn't give a fuck. I just was like,
hold on, now this is about to be a different conversation right now. This is about to be a whole new.
She just opened up another can of worms there. Again, another subject that we cover on this channel is the fact that, you know, we are not doing. We need to do a better job of raising our kids. The attitudes that the personality traits, the attitude that she's talking about when she was younger. Often, when you look back on it, it really sounds like immaturity. I mean, she might not see it like that, but I guarantee you ask her that question when she was 35, when she turns 35, she'll be like, yeah, I wasn't. And that being said, the chances of her getting married or being a wife when she was younger, probably slim. We need to do a better job of raising our kids to work in cooperation with one another so that they mature mentally with their relationship skills sooner, instead of raising them to be soldiers in the gender war. Because that's exactly what happens here. Is that, you know, I'm young, I'm wild, I'm free, I can do whatever I want to do. Yeah, you raised to be the female soldier in the gender war. And then the opposite, your male counterpart is thinking, all these hoes ain't nothing, and I'm gonna just do what I want to do, and they ain't worth nothing but sex, and that's it. We got to do better.
No different conversation.
oh Lord.
All right, you ready?
Am I?
I don't know. Do you feel you waited too long?
Oh, great question.
No. And I say that to say,
because that's what he, in his most of his videos, that's what he literally says, that women tend to wait.
He's talking about Kevin Samuels. Right now, my picture's covering the video because they don't watch. I don't think they watch the video in this.
Wait a little bit too long because they think they have a little bit more time than they actually don't.
Yeah.
I say the people that I've had.
That's 100% what it is. That's what it is the majority of the time, and I'm almost certain that's what's happened here with her. Because again, if that wasn't the case, then why would you have an attitude of don't waste my time now that I'm over 30?
Relations with in the past. I may be very confident. I may feel like I'm a 10, like I say. But maybe back then I didn't value myself as much to want to bring a child into this world.
Gotcha.
Or be with a man or commit to a person.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that was being young. Like, you want to just have fun. Like, you know, I'm not about to lock myself down at 25. Like, what?
Yes.
The fuck?
No, that's that's literally what he says.
Like,
yes,
why
you
would I do
should,
that?
because it's data. So at
that age, she didn't see herself as being the type of woman to do that. It's sad, you know, because the type of man that she wants, that's what he was looking for at that age. Somebody to partner with, to build with. Now, when you wait until you're in your 30s, it's a lot tougher. Number one, it's because you don't have access to the same people or the same amount of people. And number two, most women, as they get older, they expect more from the man, and they're less likely to want to build with him. Sad state of affairs, but that's what it is.
What?
No, real quick. At what age, and then this is just a question, so you just answer. I'm not saying anything. What age do you think you start to devalue as a woman?
This should be interesting.
Not you personally, like thinking of yourself, but you in the sexual market value of other men that's trying to date you, that's trying to wife you up.
I'm glad he clarified with the marriage.
I don't know.
Thank you.
And that's the problem.
Most women don't.
That's the problem.
The average age of marriage is 27.5 or some shit like that.
That's crazy. I was wilding at 27.
But do you see where I'm getting at? So in his videos,
what I tell you,
and in general, I do feel like men chase women so much that it inflates their value, as well as inflate the time that they think they will have that value.
Okay.
So
Okay,
for instance, you might think, oh, I'm gonna still be crazy and have all these dudes around me at 30. Nah, it's slowly dwindling, but you just don't notice it because you still have. Well, go ahead.
I do agree with you on that part, but the older you get, the less you entertain bullshit.
Got you. Okay. Yeah.
So, in my 20s, okay, I'm gonna have like 5 or 6 niggas. That doesn't mean I'm fucking them all, but I might have.
You got a rotation.
Yeah.
They do their job. You know what I mean?
You got one for food. You got one for gas.
Well, one thing about me, I'm gonna always eat. I'm never gonna depend on a man to come feed me or take me out to eat. Yeah. But the older you get, when I hit 30, I don't know what it was. It sounds so cliche, but I woke up like, what the fuck?
I need to get my shit.
Yeah, I need to get my. I feel like your 30s are like your 20s, but with more knowledge and money.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
Like in your 20s, you had fun. You enjoyed life. You traveled.
No.
Maybe fucked around a few times.
Yeah, exactly. You're doing things that women older than her regard as being emotionally immature. This is why I say we need to do a better job of raising our kids so that they avoid this part of their life, because we've given them the knowledge to say that, okay, you don't have a lot of time, and before you know it, life is going to pass you by. We don't have time to play games and be wild and be free, especially when given the state of our community. If you want to talk about, getting married, raising a family, you don't have a lot of time to get that going. So a lot of times what happens is that this brings up that other, it's 4 pillars that are keeping us from building our community, and, way we raise our kids is one. But it also brings up another one. The vetting process is broken, right? And a lot of times women in that age group, the mid to late 20s, a lot of times they don't want to get married because they're scared of the fact that, number one, they're not ready to be wives, which most aren't. But they're also scared of picking the wrong guy. But again, the vetting process is broken. Now, I'm always going to be solutions oriented, and I can go ahead and tell you that it's not a process that we can fix overnight. But what we can do overnight is start using the tools that we already have available to us, i.e., the male members of your family. Most of them want to see you happy, and if that's in a marriage, they are more than willing to help you vet men to the point where you don't get a lot of guys who are wasting your time. Why? Because the patriarch in your family, preferably your father, but if that's not available, then you got an uncle, a brother, cousin, whatever. They'll help you stop so that they're most of the time they're willing to help you out with vetting men so you don't waste your time. But again, we have to, if you've been raised to be a soldier in a female soldier in the gender war, a lot of times you don't trust the men in your family for whatever reason. Why, I still don't know. It's like, you don't expect your family to look out for you. That's crazy to me. But yeah, we got to, again, that's why I keep saying this over and over. We got to do a better job of raising our kids. We have a generation of soldiers in the gender war. Let's keep going.
Here or there. But your 30s, you wake up, you're like, yo, 20s was fun, but my 30s is about to be lit because I'm not going to put up with bullshit.
BS. Got you.
I got my shit together. This is what I want out of life. And if I meet someone and I feel like it's not going to go nowhere, I'm not about to drag it on. Okay. That's what I mean by waste.
That's what she means by waste of time. But she's wasted so much time already. Yeah, so I feel the desperation and the importance of what she's talking about now. But imagine if she'd have had that in her 20s. She'd probably be married right now. I mean, this is another example of, and I say this all the time, is this woman has no knowledge of the male experience. Because, despite the fact that she wants to be married, which means that the guy has to be willing to propose to her, she has very little knowledge of what men want. Most women today don't. It's always odd, man, because the ones that do, they tend to be married, and I can't figure out if it's because they're married because they have knowledge of the male experience, so they're more understanding, or they can put forth some empathy, or it's because they've been married, so because they live with their husbands and you spend every day with them, they're it's starting to rub off. Either way, when you have women who have no knowledge of the male experience, this is when you start seeing women who are entitled, and it's like they think that them getting married is all about what they want, and you got to find a guy who's willing to ask you first. And even then, that man is going to have standards that you have to meet in order for him to ask you. Unless you're going to, lower your standards to a more average man. And I'm just assuming here. I don't know if she's going after average men or not. I have no idea. But that's usually the case. So let's keep going though, because we're only halfway through this thing. Whoo, man, I gotta stop pausing.
It's my time.
Okay. No. That's 100%.
Yes.
I agree with that 100%. Okay.
Like if I know it's not gonna go anywhere. I feel okay. Also, this as a man, I feel like men know when they want to be with a woman. It's not gonna take.
Hold on. What do you mean? What do you mean?
You know if this woman is someone that you see yourself with, right? It's not gonna take you.
Yes and no.
It's not going to take you 3 years to know that you want to marry this woman. It's not going to take. You're not going to be in a relationship. You would date someone for 10 years as your girlfriend.
That's my point. This is my point.
That's that bullshit. That's crazy.
Here's the difference.
Here's
Here's the difference between men.
What I look like being 42, dating someone for 10 years, and I'm like, oh, that's my boyfriend.
Man,
what?
I'm about to fight.
That's crazy.
Here's the difference between men and women. We don't look for titles. If everything could just be as it is, everything just be as it is. There's no progression for men, for majority of men. Maybe again, if we're intentionally trying to build a family and a family unit type of thing, then maybe yes. But for most men, there's no pushback for progression.
Meaning, like, why label something if it's going good?
Yes.
Okay, so this is where I differ from Don J. Is the fact that if I remember correctly, because he doesn't believe in marriage. So again, we're pro-marriage on this side of the camera, and that statement that he made about guys not caring about titles, that's a bunch of BS. If you don't care about marriage, then yeah, but most men would prefer, actually are most men are pro-marriage, because if you ask most men if they could have one woman for the rest of their life that they can continue to build with, have sex with, they're going to say yeah. So what does that mean about, caring about titles? Bring up a man's wife and see how that conversation goes. The first thing that's going to happen usually is that, hey man, that's my wife. Because that man is a husband, he has elevated this woman above all others. See, if you're not trying to get married, then you're not going to do that. They're all going to be the same. But when a man is, and he puts his wife in that position, then yeah, that title definitely matters. Now, why is this important? Because you have to acknowledge, when we talk about wasting time, this is a big factor. So you need to be with somebody who you guys have similar goals. Otherwise, you are wasting your time. Ladies, if you're not trying to get married, then stop wasting a guy's time who is. Because you want to be free, then you need to go be with the guy who is accepting of that lifestyle. What I'm saying is that most men are not. But let's keep going, because I think that's a major difference between what Don and I view our perspectives on life. So,
as well as why we label something in general. Why you can't just be two people enjoying each other's time, living together. I'm gonna go through this. So 2 people enjoying each other's time dating. 2 people enjoy each time fucking. 2 people enjoy each time living together. 2 people enjoying each time having a baby. 2 people enjoying each time growing old together. We don't necessarily need a title or a relationship status for us to feel fulfilled. That makes
That does make sense, because I had a conversation with one of my guy friends about this a couple weeks ago.
Hold on, guy friend. Oh shit.
No,
another conversation.
No. This is a real guy friend. Like no,
boy.
No. I watched one of your little videos about that. I have plenty of guy friends.
I'm gonna cry.
I've had plenty of guy friends. It's to me, it's platonic. They might want to fuck me.
Then it's not guy friends. That's the point.
No, but they would. They might in their mind want to fuck me, but they would never disrespect me to. Does that make sense?
Not disrespectful. But
not disrespect. But what's the word I'm trying to say? They wouldn't try because they respect me enough as a friend that they wouldn't cross that line. Okay. But if I wanted to, then they would be all for it. Is that basically what I'm trying to say? So, rewind. Back to what I was talking about.
Translation, she has a bunch of one-way relationship with guys. They want something from her, but she doesn't want it in return. What that really means is that she's robbing them of their masculine energy, and they don't get anything in return, or they don't get what they want. So is it really a friendship then? Because it is only going one way. This is why men and women can't be friends.
Okay,
I was having a conversation with one of my guy friends, and he was like, I don't want to. He was like, I don't want to get married. I was like, why don't you want to get married? He was like, it's just the government getting in my business.
It is. It's literally a sheet of paper.
So that's what he was saying. I was like, you don't want to give your woman like the wedding that she wants, or like this and that. And he was like, I mean, why spend money on a big ass wedding? Why don't we just go buy our dream home? Put that money in there,
He sounds like an amazing dude.
He's dope.
What does a wedding have to do with the state?
And then it made me think, like, you got a point. But as a woman, we want that, like, fairy tale. Like, you grow up as a little girl wanting to get married, picking out wedding dresses or looking at rings and like the whole shebang as a woman. But that's
backed because of the way that you were created. You were created to want resources as much as possible, so that's why you created that monogamy type relationship. So
but men, I get it. That's basically what he was saying. He was like, I can give my woman the world without the government being in my business.
Yeah. That's facts, and that's my point. So to go back to our original conversation.
Sorry, I be going all over.
No, that's fine. It's fine. So to you personally, your relationships now have to have a progression.
Yeah, it has to have a meaning. Like what's It's gonna sound kind of like cliche, but it's like, what am I gonna get out of this? What is gonna benefit me out of me giving you my time?
Makes sense.
Got you. Okay.
Makes total sense.
Age.
Makes sense.
Maybe in my 20s. Or whatever, but 30, 32, 30, whatever.
You're trying to get a husband, to get a family,
to build. Like,
got you.
Isn't that what we here for? To produce?
True.
That's all I'm saying.
Facts. Okay. Where can they find you?
You can find her on Instagram. Y'all go back and watch the original video, and he'll tell you can get all that information. But look, guys, I still stand by my original statements, is that this woman represents a lot of women in our community. We have done a disservice in the way we raise our kids. We're not raising them to be emotionally mature, they've got underdeveloped relationship skills. This is why when they're in their 20s, I just want to be free. I just want to do what I want to do. I'm wild out here. I was wild out there then. Yeah, you were immature. And now when you get closer to, when you don't have as many options, she didn't say that, but you watch enough of this content and you can start to picture, you start to see the signs of it. She had too many options and didn't know how to whittle it down and figured, well, why should I? Because I shouldn't trust men to begin with. Again, you're raised to be a soldier in a gender war. This is why that becomes evident, because again, who's helping her vet these guys so that she's not wasting her time? So that more than likely nobody. This is why you end up when women in their 30s and they come with this whole wasting time thing. Well, these guys are wasting your time in your 20s. Why was that okay? Because you had a bunch of them. who's a bunch of them around. So it didn't really matter as much. But now you're starting to see your options dwindle. It becomes more important because, oh my God, a biological clock kicks in. I got to get going. Oh my God. Yeah. It's funny because the biological clock was always there. And unfortunately, once you pass 30, it becomes increasingly difficult. The difficulty starts to increase exponentially of you finding someone because, number one, you're just around, you have less access. You have less access to people. Number two, men value youth and beauty. So the guys that you would ultimately want are usually going for younger women. You in your 30s and you're looking at guys in your 30s. Yeah, if you're looking for guys around the same age, so they're looking at women younger. 3 to 4 years younger, maybe if not more. So, if it was one thing I would say, we spent a lot of time talking about, the way we raise our kids. Or at least I did, because I can see, like I said, when you watch this stuff of this content enough, you start to see signs. And I'm looking at, this is why I like Don's his content, because we have different opinions and we look at things differently. So as a single man, he's not looking to get married. That's what he looks at situations like. Whereas I'm marriage minded, right? Very much pro-marriage. I'm a husband. I got 2 kids. So to have the husband perspective and you look at a woman like this and you say, if she's talking about she wants to get married, well, I can tell you right now what the marriage-minded man is looking for. And the chances are she already met her husband and she blew it. So best of luck to her for finding that guy that, she wants to marry. And I hope it works out that she's able to build up, we can put another nuclear family in the community, because ultimately we're going to need a lot more of them if we want to start to build again. But guys, I think this is definitely a high level conversation. If you guys want to see more from me, more of my reactions to RPO Studios, leave a comment or like the video, or do both, preferably, right? I'm going to say goes to the next time. Peace.